Welcome, travelers, to High Fantasy. I'm Brett. I clapped and I shouldn't have clapped. You got me clapping. I need my herb pouch. Daddy's been paying for my salt.
This
I'm part of the poop patrol, ma'am.
And I'm Emily. But I'm like, don't make the robots.
Don't make the robots
crunch. I would speak with dinosaur in a second. I have beef with DC. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Join us on our epic world-spanning adventures. Armed with only a bit of long-bottom leaf, we will delve into some of the most amazing worlds of imagination that have ever existed. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it.
You can clap. You can. Yay!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
And I'm Emily.
Before we get started, we'd like to thank our highest tier Patreon member, Minnie. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You help us continue doing what we love to do, and we think that's pretty awesome. And to all our other fantastic Patreon members, you are amazing, and we love you as well. And to all of our other fantastic Spoonies, thank you for being here and supporting the podcast. And if you are not already a Spoonie, maybe this will help you get there.
Be a Spoonie.
Be a Spoonie. Make
Don't
it happen.
be a problem. Be a Spoonie and a problem.
Be a Spoonie problem. It feels like a cuddling thing. Too, like at that point.
Are we all cuddling?
I'm a spoon problem. It's like, huh? Anyway, so do you know what we're talking about today?
Literally no clue. We decided like 5 minutes ago we were going to do a podcast and we did not talk about what we were going to talk about at all.
Heck yes. All right, so today we are going to be covering a slightly broader topic and more of a genre, if you will.
Okay.
And we're going to be talking about some of our favorite media in that genre.
Oh goodness. What are we talking about?
We're talking about isekais.
Isekais, interesting.
Isekais. Do you want to explain to the audience what an isekai is?
An isekai, Buckley, my good... If you hear aggressive fluffing of pillows, it's our dog in the corner, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Isekai is a genre. I don't want to say just anime, I guess, because technically it's typically anime, but I guess you could technically do it with anything.
Yeah, and they have.
Where essentially, the trope is that you die. Typically what happens is that there's some sort of transition period where you talk to some gods or something. It doesn't happen every time. But in some way or another, you either die or you just get transported into a new fantasy world. So a big isekai would be considered Sword Art Online. He doesn't technically die, but he's stuck inside this virtual reality world where essentially he's doing all of his human functions within the virtual reality world. But it works a lot where it's like somebody will like die at the beginning of something. They'll like be saving a kid or something, and then they will go and be transported into this world that typically has this sort of video game style leveling up system. It doesn't always happen that way.
Very typically.
But very typically it has that structure of like you could actually level up like it's a video game. It's not just a fantasy world like D&D. It's like physically you can like open a menu and like put points into skills and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's my best interpretation of an isekai. If I said it wrong, sue me.
Sue me. Yeah, so isekai is just anybody being transported from one realm of reality to another for whatever the reasons that is. Vast majority of the time it is like you die. And just like you said, it's like, oh, well, you died saving a kid, so you deserve to be reborn in this new world. Sometimes it's perceived as a punishment of like, oh, you know what? You were a crappy human being, so you get to be the hero of this new world. But guess what? It's on fire. Yeah. So, like, it is kind of fun.
It is a completely new world, too. It's not like Harry Potter finds out he's going to Hogwarts or they go back in time in the hot tub time machine. Fully brand new world. New rules, new structure.
Oh, yeah. And almost always it's medieval fantasy, right? It's like typical D&D kind of dragonborn and elves and dwarves and et cetera, but it is different with each one and how they choose to perceive that. But there's a couple interesting things that you have to tackle whenever you deal with this style of storytelling. And I think it's really interesting. Even my homebrew D&D world of Anastaria is meant to be able to isekai people. So you could just
Plop.
plop somebody in there and be like, all right, you're an elf now.
Because that's typically how it happens too. Is you're not reincarnated as something new that's being born. You're like fully grown dude.
Yeah, you're just a dude.
Like you're just a dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's gender neutral dude, by the way. It's just you're just a person.
Yeah, you're just a being.
Or a sentient anything,
Yes,
really.
right. So, because
Like,
I think it started out that way, right? The
yeah.
genre of isekai started out with you did a heroic act and you deserve to be essentially live this really cool life in this fantasy world with all these superpowers and just be awesome. And then it was done to death, and
Mhm.
everybody decided, okay, we need to change up this genre. So then they were like, what if instead of being a full grown adult when you were transported there, you inhabit the body of a child when it
Mhm.
happens? That's really interesting. So you have all the knowledge and memories of your past life, but you're in the body of a child. You have to grow. You have to, like, essentially
Mhm.
come into adulthood, but you have to kind of pretend that
Mhm.
you don't know what's going
Yeah.
on, even though you're as
A
smart
fully
as an
grown adult.
adult. Yeah, in a.
And then that got old too, so they started doing it with monsters, and then when
Mhm.
monsters started getting old, they started doing it with inanimate objects, like vending machines.
Mhm. So we watched Reincarnated as a Slime.
Loved Reincarnate, which is another very popular one. Like, if
So
you're into
popular.
anime at all, you've probably heard it. I love Reincarnate, and I love isekais a lot of the time. Not every isekai this way, but I love cozy animes.
Mhm.
I love slice of life. I love the fantasy aspect and the fights, but I love the like we're all just in a village and we're all chilling and we're all friends. And that's really what Reincarnated as a Slime is. Is there is fights and there is battles, but there's also a lot of like cooking and food and like just hanging out and being chill and friends. It's
Mhm.
so cute and adorable.
I think the ultimate form of escapism is isekai,
Yeah.
because it's I hate this stupid droll passive life that I have, or my life sucks, I'm a nobody, nobody cares about me, and then you get to become this big awesome hero and the hero of
Mhm.
the realm and everybody loves you and you're so cool and you're so awesome and you're so badass and you have so many powers, and it takes kind of what a lot of people feel of like, I am inadequate, I am not enough, I am this, I
Mhm.
am that, my life's not going where I want it to be. And I always love it when it's like, I'm like 40 years old and I haven't accomplished anything and I'm just like a piece of trash human being. It's like, you're not a piece of trash human being. Like, it could always be better. Like, you
Yeah.
cannot, like, everything can always be better. But it almost always, the main character is that, just like, I'm going nowhere in life, I have nothing planned, this sucks. And then, oh, my life is now given purpose because I am transported to this fantasy world. I will be
Mhm.
the hero. I will be this. Everybody's counting on me. I have friends here where I didn't have friends there, like family members that care about all this stuff.
In Reincarnated as a Vending Machine, it's really funny because that one specifically was like, I was a vending machine enthusiast. I love vending machines, and I got reincarnated one. This is the best day ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? What?
What? You're excited about that?
But typically in these isekai worlds too, whoever got isekai'd, uber powerful.
Oh, yeah.
So powerful. Like this person is not just flying under the radar, they are being noticed.
Yeah.
And of course there are exceptions to that, like Sword Art Online.
Hmm.
Of course we're following the main character who is special, but technically in Sword Art Online, there's hundreds of thousands of people who got isekai'd.
Yeah.
It's not
Thousands of
just
that. Yeah.
one person who got isekai'd, it's anybody who bought and played this video game.
But he's the main character, so we
Oh,
follow him. And, of course,
exactly.
because he's the main character, all this good stuff happens for him. But it is very fun, I think, to see the concept of someone who's like, I've basically just given up on life. And then, oh my gosh, my life is so worth living now.
I have friends who
Mhm.
love me.
And there's always the harem
Um,
ones too. Like,
and there's also just really sad and depressing ones where the person gets isekai'd and then they get shoved into the dirt so quickly.
yeah. Yep.
Shield hero,
Yep.
right?
Shield Hero was a huge one. Because the guy got like reincarnated. He wasn't even reincarnated. They summoned
Summoned him.
them. They
Hmm.
summoned four heroes from our world, different times. Like, the realities they were from were similar but different. And so, like, he got summoned and he was like with these other three
Hmm.
guys, and he was the shield hero, whereas another one was the sword hero, another one was the spear hero, another
Yeah.
one was the bow hero.
And
and he just keeps getting the shit end of the stick, which was, to be honest, kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
Because so much of the
Yeah.
time in Isekai, it's just like, I'm the baddest of asses, and I'm so cool, and look at all the powers that I have, and I'm so great.
And that one obviously is very like some animes are there to be lighthearted and fun, and some animes are there to make you feel incredible emotions, mostly sad and bad, especially for the main character. And this is one of those animes where from the beginning he is just set up and set up literally within the story to be the fall guy,
Uh-huh.
and it's really sad and depressing. So if you are interested in watching Shield Hero, I don't think we should talk about it on here because there's a
Yeah.
lot of trigger warnings, but definitely look up trigger warnings ahead of time
There's a lot.
because there's a lot. Like so many isekais that I've seen, they are that lighthearted, fun, this is a second chance anime.
Yeah.
But that's one of the primary ones where I've seen where it's like, oh, this is dark.
I think everybody can kind of relate to that on a slight level at the very least.
Mhm.
Of like, maybe your life didn't take the turn that you wanted it to, you know? Maybe you didn't get the job that you were hoping to as a kid. Maybe you don't have the friend group that you were hoping to. Maybe you don't have a significant other yet. All of us can
Yeah.
relate to it at least on some level of we didn't achieve what we were hoping to. And then because of that, we can kind of resonate with the character of like, yeah, it is kind of funny when you go to watch almost any anime because so many of them's like, I'm a high school dropout and I'm like, nobody cares about me and I'm this and I'm that. And then it goes from that to I have all these friends and everybody cares about me and I'm the main character now. And it's like,
Yeah.
why? It is
Right.
really funny when you think about it that way. And the bad guy in those situations is generally just somebody who worked their ass off and wasn't
Yeah.
given free powers, essentially.
Literally, like all you did was die and then wake up in a new body. What?
Yeah, and you can suddenly cast Fireball. Absolutely nuts. But you're so right with like the vending machine. Super cool. Super funny concept, right? And the fact that there are like girls in that are like, "Oh my gosh, he's kind of cool." For some reason, because he's an inanimate object, it works really well and it doesn't feel that weird, you know? It doesn't feel like a
There
harem-y.
Yeah, there are some and then this is just anime in general. I personally I like anime, but I will never be a anime super stan just because I can't get behind. My clearance for fan service is relatively low,
Mhm.
and a lot of anime is very fan servicey. So you get into the harem ones, and it is very much that. Reincarnated as a vending machine had a couple just like maybe two or three moments that felt fan servicey,
Mhm.
but for the most part, like
Just good
again,
story.
it's just a good story, and it's weird because it shouldn't be a good story because we're talking about a vending machine that woke up in a fantasy world,
Mhm.
and literally everybody of this world has no idea what a vending machine is. He
Mhm.
can't talk. He has to speak using like he has an inner dialogue that we as the audience get to hear, but he can't speak to the rest of the people until way later on. And even when if there is no reason reincarnated should as a vending machine should be as good of a story as it is, but it is such a good anime.
Right? And like it's always everybody's different spin on it.
Yeah.
But it is still a lot of the basic idea of
Mhm.
die do the thing. There's a couple that I would like to talk about,
Go
and
for it.
that's just there's a comic book, and I don't know if it actually got an adaptation, but the same artist and like author
Mhm.
of Helsing Ultimate
Okay.
did this, and it's an isekai.
Okay.
It's called Drifters. And it was published by
Uh-huh.
Dark Horse Comics, which is the same people who publish Hellboy.
Yeah.
Really neat. So same art style, same all that fun stuff. Um, and what it is these historical figures from history,
Mhm.
warriors, generals, like Joan of Arc, all these people. They get reincarnated into a fantasy world,
Uh-huh.
and they kind of have to go about doing things, but it's more of I'm going to lead a nation,
Yeah.
like we're gonna do some crazy stuff. So I think at one point Nobunaga, like Oda Nobunaga, I think that's his name. He was like this famous general.
Mhm.
Um and there's all these other people in there, but there's a famous general guy. I don't know if it was Nobunaga, but he is leading the elven resistance
Mhm.
against their human captors because
Yeah.
they're just terrible people. They've
Yeah.
kidnapped all the elven women, and I'm not going to say what they're doing to them because
Because it's
that's not great.
bad.
It's bad.
Use your imagination or don't, please.
But they took all the bows away from the elves. They weren't allowed to hold a bow, and if you did, it was punishable by death.
That's crazy.
And so he's like, "This is bullshit, man." And so he decides to lead
We're
the
done.
elven resistance. And they're all like teaching them the way of the warrior.
Yeah.
But he is such a little shit. He's like, "All right, we're gonna dig a hole." And they're like, "Why are we digging a hole?" He's like, "Shut up, dig a hole." And they dig a hole. And he's like, "All right, awesome. Now we're all gonna take a fat shit in this hole." And they're like,
He's like,
"What?"
"What?"
And then so they do. And he's like, "Now we're gonna dip our arrows in this." And they're like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, because if they survive, they won't live long." Like,
That's crazy.
absolutely insane, the things that they are doing. But it follows the story of a swordsman from back in like feudal Japan.
Yeah.
And he was like, his whole thing was he took heads. Like he took heads of generals
Uh-huh.
over and over and over again. And so he was like widely considered one of the best sword fighters in the world,
Uh-huh.
even to this day. Like this guy's kill count was great.
Uh-huh.
Um, and so he gets reincarnated, but he doesn't know what's happening because one minute he's on the battlefield, and the next he's like in a white room, and he's talking to this like elven lady in a beret, and he's like, "What?
Huh?
You? The demons have absconded with me." You know, like, and he's freaking out. But you find out that there's a whole nother nation of monsters,
Uh-huh.
goblins and orcs and all this other stuff, and they have united as a nation. They have commerce and they have like actual trade, but they're murdering all the civilization. Like they're killing
Yeah.
humans and elves and dwarves, and they want them dead.
Dang.
And whoever is leading them has the ability to resurrect the dead and can heal people from pretty much any mortal injury.
So anybody who just starts leading them gains these
No,
abilities?
no, it's just
Or
this guy.
okay, so this guy just
But
inherently.
we don't know who they are.
Oh, but we don't know them?
And they've got generals.
Uh-huh.
One of them is Joan of Arc.
Joni.
And she has the ability to set people on fire.
What? Giving historical figures, especially historical war figures,
Rasputin's in
magic
here.
ability. No,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is wild. So we have our historical figures, but of course, like there's more. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's just a great series. Like I recommend Drifters for anybody who's into that darker, like historical, fun, like isekai.
Mhm.
Great isekai for that. But that's just one. That's
Yeah.
one of many, but it was an amazing story. And they couldn't have told that without like instead of it focusing on like one person and the
Yeah.
deeds that they did and like let's go beat the demon lord. It's no, there's nations against nations. Like we're gaining allies and
Yeah.
raising people up and like teaching these people the art of our warfare. And so like I think I have the first two issues of it like here in the
Uh-huh.
house. And it ended with them going to free the dwarves.
Uh-huh.
And the reason they wanted to free the dwarves from enslavement was because they were the only ones that were good enough with metallurgy to make what the general wanted, which was guns.
Oh, cool.
He's like, yeah, we're bringing
You know
firearms
what's
to the
really
fantasy
funny?
world.
What's really funny is they really said, "You're good at murdering each other. We're gonna make you great.
We're gonna make you great at it, all right?
Dang.
That's all we did, actually. Like, if there is one thing humans are good at, it's murdering the crap out of each other.
Guys, do you want violence? You want violence? I'm in this world for 5 seconds. Let's start some battles.
I'm gonna show you a level of violence you never dreamed possible. Like,
That's crazy. That is wild.
It's so good. And a lot of the times that is what it is, right? Like if we
Yeah.
get into that more serious isekai thing, it's always a race to when can I make gun? And when I can make gun, it doesn't matter if you can cast fireball because eat lead.
And it's always a demon lord.
Yep.
It's always a demon lord. Demon lord is a huge trope in anime, which
Huge.
is funny because we don't really see that a ton in American culture. Like,
No.
that's not a character. There might be a bad guy who is a demon,
Mhm.
but a demon lord is a specific, title.
Yeah. Exactly. It is the tyrant, the bad guy, but Demon Lord is the one. That's the one they almost always go to. The Demon Lord is raising forces. The Demon Lord is attacked. Yeah, 100%. And that is pretty unique to most of the isekai stuff, which is really cool. I love kind of getting into it. Sometimes kind of like what you were saying, the tropes don't really make a whole lot of sense to Western culture because you're like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? Like, that's
Mhm.
kind of a like the nosebleed thing,
Yeah.
where a guy sees a girl's panties or like her
Jesus.
shirt comes unbuttoned and he gets a nosebleed. That was a huge thing in Japanese culture,
Mhm.
but we don't know that in Western culture. Like, that's not. It's like, what do you mean?
That's not, like, shown on our cartoons or anything at
Yeah.
the very because I think that's the thing is with Japanese culture, a lot of their adult entertainment is still in that cartoon style. It's anime, but it's still a cartoon style, whereas in more Western culture, adult content is, like, live action movies and stuff. And
Hmm.
that's not to say that those don't happen. Like there's definitely, especially like a bunch of like Korean dramas, like dramas and that sort
Yeah.
of thing. But I feel like it is definitely a very like Western thing of where it's like cartoons are made for kids and sometimes adults will enjoy them,
Hmm.
but inherently it's made for kids.
Hmm.
Whereas with anime, it is cartoons that are specifically made for adults
Yeah.
that kids probably watch, but it's made for adults.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's kind of everybody can enjoy this. And it's wild because also even just like the touching and stuff
yeah.
of like, oh my gosh, she's holding my hand. Like,
Yeah.
and it goes into the person's inner monologue of like, should we even be doing this? I don't know if we should be holding hands. Like, it's only the second time we've dated. It's like,
I think the thing
okay.
is anime is very exaggerated about everything.
Very.
Facial expressions, that inner monologue, like the nosebleeds, whereas more like Western culture is making it more realistic, where it's
Yeah.
like you'll see the implications that that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But in anime, it essentially just takes that times 100
Mm-hmm.
and gives you the biggest, boldest version of like what that emotion is,
Right.
which is really interesting. That's why a lot of, I think, live action animes don't work too. It's because it is that ever exaggeration. I've only ever seen one that I've enjoyed,
Yeah,
and
when they
that's
try
One
and
Piece.
go back and forth between like we want to copy all of the facial expressions of these people, well, even down to the exaggerated hairstyles, like
Mhm.
pink hair, the clothes that they wear, the accessories that they have,
It's
the
cool.
the vastly oversized weapons that no one would be able to hold realistically.
Mhm.
Like Japanese culture, or I guess Asian culture in general, like
Yeah.
anybody who's making that kind of stuff has a lot of over exaggeration, just like you said with the facial expressions, but with like hair and the weapons and the accessories and all of it is just like, what is
It's
going on here? This is wild.
it's so cool. And I love to see that like that is actual like fashion sense that
Mhm.
people like have in real life. And I think it's so cool. Like it's so cool. There's not a single anime character that I've seen where I'm like, dang, you're not cool. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's pretty dope. Like that
Mhm.
outfit, that whole thing you got going on. That's why cosplay is a thing.
Mhm.
Like cosplay is a huge thing, and it's because that person's cool.
Mhm.
You might be an anime character, but you're cool as hell, guy.
Cool as
Like,
hell. But like also, so we were talking about isekai.
mhm.
There are reverse isekais, which I think is
What?
really funny. One of my favorites is called "The Devil is a Part Timer."
Okay.
And I have the first issue here. But the idea is going back to Demon Lords, right? We just talked about it. The main bad guy. The hero has pushed them back to their castle. It's this whole shtick. They're fighting the demon generals, and the actual Demon Lord is going to escape. He's leaving.
Oh,
He's
dang.
piecing out, and
He's
he's
like, "They got
Satan.
me."
By the way, like the actual name of this character is Satan.
That's crazy.
Like a lot of people view him as that. And so it's the Demon Lord, and he's taking a portal to get away. And it takes him to our world with his demon general. And so they come to our world, and they're just human. Technically, magic exists in our world for them,
Uh-huh.
but they can't really access it because it's so little. It's so itty bitty, where they were like flying around, shooting fireballs,
Yeah.
doing all this other stuff. It's like, why can't I access my powers? They have to learn English.
That's
Like, and
crazy.
so they can do like little things.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the very beginning, they convince a policeman that they have like their ID and everything, even though they
Yeah.
don't, because of course they haven't lived here. But it's them trying to understand the human world and trying like he gets a job at a burger at McRonald's.
We know.
Yep. And he's like, soon I will become the assistant manager, which will be the lead to the actual manager, and then from there we'll have enough funds to start the war effort again. Like, It's this whole
He's coming
joke.
up with plans on how to take over the universe while having to work at McDonald's. And
Yep.
honestly, that's so real. Work your way up to the top, baby. Get it done. Get that he's on that grind, okay, Queen?
And his demon general is basically like a house husband,
Uh-huh.
but he's his servant, but he's so dedicated to him. And he's like, you know, if you, since you have this job, sire, I shall maintain our finances and buy the groceries and cook our meals and do all this other stuff. Like,
That's
I'll
so
make sure that I take care of
cute.
that. And so they live together and they're trying to find like affordable housing and all this stuff. But it's so funny to watch them. It's like, yes, the best deal is definitely this.
It's
But
his
in like a
trap
villain,
husband.
in like a villain arc, it's so
That's
good.
so funny.
And eventually you find out that the hero followed them through.
The hero's like, you're not getting away? No!
And the hero's a telemarketer.
What?
She also has to exist in this world, and so she gets a job as a telemarketer.
That's crazy.
And they find her, and she finds them. I mean, at one point he gets like a bicycle, and he's like, "Come, my noble steed!" Like, it's a whole thing about him being the demon lord, but it changes his perspective on things.
Yeah.
And he's actually a pretty nice guy.
He's like, oh, the working class goes through a lot.
Yeah, they really
now
do.
that you're not sitting on your throne.
And at one point he finds out, because there's like a dark angel that follows them through, and this guy's still got powers.
What?
And so they're like, how are you able to use powers here? And he's like, oh, it's super simple. We're demons. He's like, yeah. And he's like, we feed off misery and chaos
So
and
just
pain.
make people miserable.
Yeah, if you make people miserable, you can feed off of that and gain their magic and actually use it to do stuff. So it's fear, misery, pain, all this stuff. And the guy's like, okay, you're gonna stop that. And he's like, make me. And he's like, you don't have your power anymore, demon lord. Like,
how are you in charge?
You're a part-timer at a freaking fast food restaurant. Like, what do you think you're gonna do to me? Well, when he finds out that he can feed off of that, there are other people this guy's been making feel that way.
Yeah.
And so Satan essentially grabs onto that power, goes demon mode for a few minutes, and just whoops this angel into submission.
It's like, oh, you've told me you've already made them miserable? Might as well not waste it.
Might as well not waste it. And so he just whoops this guy, and then he joins the group as essentially the IT guy afterwards. He's like, all right, I'll figure out a way to get us back in it. And so he becomes head of magical research.
That's hilarious. At first,
It's just three guys living in a freaking apartment.
This is about to be the frat house of the century.
Pretty much. And the hero's like, I guess I'll work with you if I have to, but only until we get back to... Yeah, until we get back. And at
like,
one...
why do you have to jump through this hole?
Yeah. At one point in time, they're in like a shopping mall, and I think it's like a McDonald's promotion.
Yeah.
But the shopping mall collapses. And there's a bunch of people that get like trapped in the rubble and are just super messed up, and that's a lot of pain. And that's a lot of negative emotion and a lot of stuff. So he gets his full form back,
and he
like abs and all this stuff, and he uses his power to save these people.
Hold on. You say he gets his full form back, and the one descriptor you have for me when you say he gets his full form back is abs.
Abs. He's got devil hooves. He's got wings. He's got horns. Abs. Abs.
Most important
part about that. And when I say demon lord, I expect you to have a certain like picture in your brain. So abs was the descriptor of like, and he's a buff demon lord.
You already know what a demon lord looks like, but do you know he has abs?
Do you know he's a buff demon lord? So he saves people. Okay. Like, he goes full demon mode. He saves these people. Yeah. And then afterwards, because the hero sees him do this, and she's like, that's not the guy I chased through this portal.
What?
Like, he shouldn't have done, like, he would never have stepped that far out of his way to do this. And he uses all of the power that he got saving them. Yeah. So he goes back to his normal form, and he doesn't,
he's not able to open a rift again. He's not able to go back home.
But he could have. But saving those people was more important to him. So it is like reverse isekai. Wild idea.
I need to see that.
It's really good. It's a really good anime, and it again good. Like, it's not really fan servicey. It's just it's funny. It's really funny watching his little group of guys kind of increase.
So funny.
And even those little moments, like when he actually gets enough money to buy a bike, like he's like, this will be so cost effective. Like I won't have to pay for motor transportation anymore. Like, come my faithful steed. And he actually names it something crazy like come Zalaban or something.
That's awesome.
And it's
We need
just
to
a bike.
We need to start naming our bikes like Zalaban.
Yes, come Zalaban. My noble steed.
Gregnar the Destroyer.
No, you mean your tricycle? Yeah, shut up. But it's a good tricycle.
It's my good little tricycle.
My good little aren't you, Zagnar?
It gets me from one place to another in
One
speedy time.
speedy time, yes. I mean, but it's not often that we have that, like, them coming to our worlds.
No, I've never seen that at all.
Even to a point, and I only managed to watch a couple episodes of it. Don't watch it, it's not good. It was called, The Ring King.
Okay.
Or maybe the Ring King or like the Nine Rings, something like that. It was a harem anime, is what it turns out to be, which sucks. But it's the same thing. She, like the main character, female character, she comes from a fantasy world to our world, and she has to like
Okay.
hide out in our world. And then the main character gets interested in her, and they grow up together, and it's a whole thing.
Disclaimer: if you like the Ring King, sue us.
Yeah, if you like the Ring King, you like harems, and that's up to you. You know, like if you're into
No.
polygamy, that's totally okay. Completely fine. Not my bag. And that's okay too.
When I was a little high schooler, I loved harems, but I'm not a harem girl anymore.
Yeah, it was rough because it was like childhood sweethearts.
Yeah.
And you know, they get to be together.
Yeah.
And then it turns out they can't be together because he's got to have all these wives. And like the story is like the thing that pushes it in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Which is dumb. Like, it couldn't just be that they get to be together. It was like, nope, you gotta have 9 wives. Why?
Yeah.
What? And it also sucks because she doesn't like it. And he doesn't like it either. But he's
so
like, we
sad.
have to do this. And I'm like, that's dumb.
That's really dumb.
That's stupid.
It just feels like a bad, like, story hook. But also, like, that's a lot of story hooks in anime. Like, it's not...
It could be considered problematic sometimes. Yeah.
That's just rough.
Yeah, forcing somebody to be with people that they don't want to be with simply to save the world. Kind of a crazy idea.
Yeah, just a little bit. We also have swords.
Yeah.
Just FYI, swords exist.
Swords exist.
So would you say you have a favorite isekai?
Oh, there's so many good ones, to be honest. Don't watch Monster again if you're not into like the harem style stuff. Start out super cool, kind of like Reincarnated Slime.
Mm-hmm.
He's a goblin.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, that's really neat.
Yeah.
And I think by episode 3, he's already got a harem and he's having graphic sex scenes. Oh. So it's like, well, that sucks.
Well, if you're into that, I guess.
You know, again, if you're into that,
no shame.
Go for it. Not my cup of tea. Not my love. But I would say one of my favorite isekai is probably Sword Art Online because it's what I started with.
That's really fair.
And so it holds a really special spot for me where it's just good.
Yeah.
And I'm a gamer, so I can, instead of it being like you die and get reincarnated here, it's like he just got sucked into a video game and he's using the laws and logic of the video game to beat it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. It was a little bit more grounded, I guess.
Very cool, yeah.
A bit more real in that way, even though it's like, yeah, there's magic and there's swords and there's stuff
well,
going on.
Also, I'm sure when you were originally watching it, and this is something we've talked about before a lot, but we're getting older, and a lot of animes are centered around high schoolers.
Yeah.
And so when you were watching it, it was probably like, oh, high schooler gets sucked into video game as a high schooler who
that
loves
plays
video
games. Yeah.
So it's like, it's very relatable. I remember Sword Art Online was also one of the first animes that I ever watched. I don't think I ever finished it though.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've always been this way. I didn't think I was, but I struggle with a really long series.
Fair.
Just because I think the story gets stale after a certain point. I feel like when it keeps going and going and going at a certain point, you're just making it to make money now instead of making it to make it a good story.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just kind of a personal opinion. But because of that, a lot of the longer animes, I haven't really made it through.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I guess even if you think about the concept of like person from another world goes to a world that is not theirs, that concept has been around for a very long time. And it is really funny because that's how they do a lot of crossover episodes, right? Yeah. Where it's like, oh, a crazy portal opened up and Sailor Moon's now talking to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, I get kind of, you know, it's a fun concept and it's easy.
1000%.
And a lot of times it's like, we have to team up to close this rift, and then
Right. But
one
also,
episode spin-off, essentially.
I don't really consider that style, because technically that's the same kind of style of like the Tron movies.
Hmm.
Where it's like you're hopping between worlds, and even the Matrix, to
Yeah,
an extent, but I don't necessarily consider those isekais
that's fair.
because you go back and forth. The one thing that I really sticks with me with isekais is that you don't know how to get back.
Hmm.
And there might not even be a like possibility or want to go back.
Hmm.
And so when I really think about isekais, I don't think about it of this is a portal that you can open easily and go back and forth
Hmm.
between. I think of isekais of like you're there.
Hmm.
You're there and that's it. Like, and you're now ingratiated in this world. It's not like a back and forth thing.
Hmm. They I think some of my favorite isekais are probably the ones that are like, this random dude is somehow super useful in a fantasy world.
Yes, that's my favorite
Like,
kind.
he's a handyman. And for some reason, that's actually really useful because he has all of these skills, all these things he can do. But like, I saved the country not because I was the hero, but because I'm great at doing taxes.
Yeah,
Like, literally a tax man that's
so
just
good.
there being like, yeah, did you know that your funding is actually being cut in half because you've been having 50% of it go off into this little slush fund for these crazy lords and dukes?
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, what?
One of my favorite isekais personally is I'm gonna butcher the name. It's like campfire cooking
Oh,
or the
yes, 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 yes,
campside cooking
yes.
in a new world. And
Hmm.
it's literally just because everybody gets like abilities, because it's like a video game. You get a skill that you're first assigned with, and it's kind of like essentially like your cat class. And his was like grocery store salesman or
Yep.
something, or like just like inventory
Grocery
guy.
store.
Yeah, it was like merchant or something, but he got like
Online store.
online store. So it was like he got like soy sauce and like rice cakes and like essentially just grocery store ingredients, but in a fantasy world where they don't have anything like that.
Yeah.
This guy is cooking his way through this world. He is getting so many, like the very first ally that he gets is like a nine-tail fox,
Fenris.
a Fenris, that is the one of the most powerful beings in this entire world, and the entire reason he gets him as a companion is because this guy's got to keep cooking for him.
Hmm.
And the people that he gets on his team just keep getting more and more powerful somehow. And it's not a harem, but it's just he's growing a team
Yeah.
essentially of people who, and then he just goes around cooking for people
I
and
love that
like
one.
killing these crazy insane monsters and stuff that everybody's like, how the heck did you do that?
Hmm.
But it's because he has a team of these uber powerful beings of this realm that want him to cook for them.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Because the Fenris, like, it takes down a dragon or something at some point. People are like constantly telling him, there's no way. What are you talking about? That's insane.
How do
Like,
you do
how
that?
did you do that? The gods of
Uh-huh.
that world eventually start to get into his cooking and
That's
give
right.
him blessings and stuff because they're like, I have to have your sweet cakes and like all the other things that you make me. Because one of them's obsessed with sweets.
Yes.
There's other two like battle gods are like, beer, we want beer, give us
Beer,
more
beer,
beer and
beer.
alcohol. And there's another one that's like, I prefer the more savory things that you have. Do you have any of those meat buns with meat inside of them? Like, just so
So
it's
good.
so funny. He keeps getting more and more blessings.
It's awesome. It's
Oh.
such, and that's the thing too, is like it's just cozy. Like he is so overpowered with this tag team of just absolutely most powerful beings of this realm
Hmm.
that it's easy. It's not
Easy.
even a fight. It's not even like, oh no, a battle's happening. It's like, oh no, it took 3 minutes to murder this thing, and now we're gonna go cook and eat it and feed a village with it because we
And
have lots of food.
And that's the cool part. Like, he goes
Uh-huh.
into how he wants to prepare it. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
dragon meat kind of tastes like this. So I'm going to use this seasoning and I'm going
Uh-huh.
to prepare it in this way. And it's really cool to watch.
There's also nothing, absolutely nothing better than anime food.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I mean, yes, is it gonna make you hungry? But also, anime food, man. If you have not yet blessed yourself with the experience that is anime food, just go watch any anime that's centered around food. Because I don't know how they do it. It looks so good. It's a cartoon. That
Mhm.
food should not look that good, but I simply must eat it now.
I mean, it's just like delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah.
But there was another almost I would say it was an isekai anime.
Oh,
And that we watched that's also food based. And it's the
which one
one
is
where the
it?
guy has a tavern.
Yes, what is that
He
called?
has a restaurant. I don't remember what it's called, which is awful. I think it's
Restaurant
on
in Another
Netflix.
Realm? It's
Yeah,
at
Restaurant in Another Realm
oh,
sounds
what
about
is it?
right, or like something close to that. But it's on Netflix, and it's all about this guy who owns a restaurant that his door to his restaurant
Uh-huh.
keeps appearing in other realms
It happens once a week,
once a week.
and it has a bunch of different places it pops up in.
And you never know.
And literally, I absolutely love the way the episodes are structured because every single episode is different. Every single episode focuses on two people,
hmm
and it's what those people order and why they order that and how they first found the tavern.
hmm
And so by the beginning of the show, there's this like one lady who, or like two people. I guess there's like four or five. There's like a handful of people that visit this tavern. But then there's more people that visit the tavern, and then there's more people that visit the tavern, and then all of a sudden, by like episode 7 or 8, the tavern is full of people,
hmm
and they're all fighting over who has the best dish. But
Yeah.
you've gotten to see each of these different people
hmm
and why they order the dish they do, and when they first visited. It's so cool.
I absolutely love, maybe my favorite one of the ones that we saw was the Lizard Man,
Uh huh. Yeah,
because
that's
there's
right.
like this lizard champion, and in the beginning they go into like, look at the water as it ripples off of the muscles in his body, and you're like, what?
It's so
And
funny.
he's just a warrior, like he's their
Yeah.
champion, he's the lizard folk champion, he's a big old burly boy.
Yeah.
But it's not like you would imagine like little lizard folk. He's like 6 feet 7 feet tall, like just pure muscle, like he was carved out of granite.
Yeah.
And the story is that this door appeared to this tribe of lizard folk, and they're very primitive for the most part.
Yeah.
And when it appeared, their chief, their champion at the time, went through to see what was on the other side, and he found the restaurant.
Yep.
And so generation after generation, they built a village around where this door shows up.
Mhm.
And it's a sacred altar. And it is their champion's duty to go through whenever the door shows up to get them omelets.
Yep.
He has to get them egg omelets. So he says like 4 omelets, 1 here, 3 to go. He doesn't know English, but the words have been given down to their whole tribe, to their champion. It is taught from champion to champion what they have to say in order to get it. And all of the other lizard folk bring together like trinkets and things that they have gathered, like money, quote unquote, because they don't really have commerce. And
Aw.
they put it all together so that they can afford the
Yeah.
and the human guy just counts out how much it is and then gives them back the rest of the money.
Yeah.
And then he gives them their eggs. Like, here's your omelets, and
It
they love it.
it's gonna kill me. What's the name of that? It's the omelet that you cut it open with a knife and it's soft on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what is that called? It has a
It
specific
was
name.
something omelet and rice.
Omelet, right?
But omelet rice was the name of that one. But just a great anime, and I would consider that isekai because like they're coming from these different realms. He's a human cook.
It's omu rice.
Omu rice?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
That makes sense.
But
But
he's a human cook. Like he's
yeah,
just a dude from Japan.
he's just a guy.
But all of these people from these different realms have never had that type of food before.
Yeah, and so he's got like a chef hat and everything on. But there's these adventurers and like a wise mage that comes through. And he's like, what do you mean this is pork chops? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that you could have prepared this and that.
Uh-huh.
It's you must be using, what kind of magic are you using? The
Yeah.
dragon queen that
Yeah.
comes through is one of his, and she gets like beef
Every
stew.
time.
I think. Every
Yeah, she
time?
gets beef stew. She eats like 2 pots of it, and then she brings like 2 pots home or something.
Yeah, she just eats the
And,
whole thing.
and so
And it's her treasure.
it's her treasure.
And it's in the middle of her hoard that the door shows up.
I absolutely love it too because they're like, I don't know of anything that I don't know of this pork thing you speak of, but it sounds a lot like this, and it's a different animal that they like have in their realm or a different plant. It's incredibly fun. I really love that one. Along those lines, I forget what this. We're so terrible. We forget the titles of things. That one where he becomes an apothecary? Was that an
Oh,
isekai?
I don't remember. I know that there are ones kind of like that where it's like I started a general store
Uh-huh.
or I started this or I started that. My cozy life
Yeah.
in this. But some of those are either the guy actually started out there. Like I really like I was in the hero's party, like the main hero of that world or
Yes.
whatever, but I got kicked out for this reason or whatever. And so
That
now
might
I'm
have been
gonna
what it
just become
is.
a blacksmith or I'm gonna become a general store owner.
That might be what I'm remembering. I thought it was an isekai, but there's one where it is that, where it's like, I'm just running an apothecary now
Yeah.
and like starting a life with like a family. That's my favorite. I love that kind of anime.
It's so good. It's absolutely incredible. Like the reincarnated as a slime started
Yep.
out because the guy, and I maybe I also like that one a bit more now because I'm like I think the guy was in his 30s, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like I'm 31, about to be 32. That
Right.
makes sense. So having that moment where it's like, oh, this isn't a teenager going to high school doing a thing. It's
Right.
like no, it's a grown man with a grown job, like doing his
Isekais
thing.
isekais are really good at that. Isekais are some of the only ones where it is a little bit older, like, and there are still definitely isekais where it's like a teenager getting isekai'd in, but like again, even if it's like, because there is one where it's like there's a pastry chef.
Hmm.
He is like a world-renowned pastry chef at in the real world, and then he gets killed by his own design. It's like a masterpiece competition he was in, and his pastry like thing fell on him or something, and he died, and he got reincarnated in a fantasy world, but as a baby.
Yep,
Like he was fully birthed
a
and
noble.
a noble baby, and he was fully birthed, and he starts like solving all these problems, but because his dad's like, he's a noble, that he's
Yeah,
like in the war, and so he's
like
like
a count
helping.
or a duke or something.
Exactly. He's helping his dad solve all these problems, but he's doing it so he can get sugar and apples and be able to bake and
Yeah,
like
he's like, apples are a delicacy here, and technically we are nobles, but we're the good nobles who are giving back to our community and not just hoarding our wealth.
uh-huh.
So he's like, we don't have all these luxuries, and they have like clothes and stuff and nice things
Yeah.
in a little mansion, but it's not what you would, expect
Normally,
a
yeah.
corrupt person like that to have, probably. So,
It's
so they're
humble,
they're
really.
yeah, they're good people, and so he's like, we don't have any sugar. We don't. I can't. I haven't been able to bake. I'm like 7 years old and I've never known the taste of a pie. Like, the memory's starting to slip from my mind. Like he's getting like really sad about the fact that he hasn't had them in forever.
And it's crazy because it's a kid, and it's very
Yeah,
much like treated like a kid, acts like a kid, has to. But inner monologue of this like 30
grown
year
man.
old pastry chef being like, "Where are my apples?"
Super grown man's like, if I had some apples, I could make apple jams and tarts and like all these things that he used to make when he was obviously like a pastry chef, world renowned chef. But he just doesn't have access to anymore. He's like, I've had to make do with what we have.
It's a very cute one too. It's because it's like little children, and they're like definitely, because again, it's a mind of an adult, so like helping with this like nobles like problems and like helping thwart war and like doing the espionage of being rival families
Hmm.
essentially. But he's a 30-year-old dude, but who
Right.
looks like an 8-year-old. So
And some of the like I do want to bring this up because it is another kind of like subgenre in isekai, and a lot of the times these people don't want to be there, right? A lot of the times it's I didn't have anything going for me, so it's okay that I died and went to this other world.
yeah,
But there are some that play around with the idea of what if this happened to you? What if you got isekai'd, but you have friends and family and a fiance or something waiting
yeah,
home for you, and you're like, I've got to get back
yep,
because I've got to be with them. I love them. And so some of the times the main story is the only reason I'm going on this adventure and doing this thing is because you promised me that at the end of this, whatever I have to do, there will be a portal that brings me back to the people that I love and I care about. So they're the motivation, they're the story hook for the
yeah,
main character of like, you don't actually, anybody else would be super happy about this,
yeah.
but the only reason you're doing it is because you want to get back to your life, which was actually good.
I feel like in America, or I guess like Western culture in general, movies are so afraid to say, this guy's life sucked. This is actually
That's
really
so
sad and
right.
depressing. So instead of talking about how this is sad and depressing, we're going to talk about the fight it takes for you to get back to here
Yeah.
because you don't want to stay there.
Yeah, you don't want to stay there.
There is the bad place.
This is which is wild because so many
Yeah.
people are like, oh, that'd be great.
It would
You
be so
know,
fun
like,
living in a fantasy world.
there's a lot of people that don't really have those attachments. You know, it's like if I were to disappear tomorrow and live out my fantasy life adventure, that's great for me. You know?
If I disappeared into a fantasy world tomorrow, I would only stay if you were with me. Which is a sad reality. It will be cool. No,
Yeah.
that's not a sad reality, but like
I mean, like, my best friend would love nothing more than that to
absolutely
happen.
nothing.
Like, and even then, it's gotten to the point that he's like, I'll take the Sword Art Online version, even. Like, just
Ooh.
plug me in and never plug me out, you know? Let me waste away. I'm like, whoa, man, all
I
right.
get it though, because at the end of the day, what it is a fresh start,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And if you're one of those people that feels that way too, know that you are loved.
You are loved
And
and cared
even though,
about, and people would
yeah,
miss you if you
people would
disappeared to an
miss you.
isekai world.
And
Yeah.
if you do disappear into an isekai world and it's really cool, we won't hold it against you.
Right?
That sounds like really fun, honestly.
Right? I want the best for you. Like, if that were to happen to my best friend
Yeah.
tomorrow, I would be so sad that I would never get to see him again. But I would take so much comfort in the fact that he is having the best time of his life ever, and he will be happy.
You know what I kind of want to see, and this is a depressing thought, so stay with me.
Oh boy.
But I kind of want to see the isekai anime where a sad, just grumpy old man gets isekai'd into a new world and just stays a sad, grumpy old man. But now there's crazy shit happening
Shut up,
around
watch it.
him.
That would be great. Like, somebody who is a shut in, who just, like, I love being alone.
Hmm.
And stuff keeps happening to force them to do something so that they can hopefully be left alone again.
Right? It's
But it
like
always leads to the next adventure, essentially.
6 orcs showed up at my home wanting to pillage me.
Yeah.
So I had to dispose of them for my peace and quiet.
Yeah. But upon disposing of them, I angered the rest of the orc tribes, who, like, that was actually a representative of each tribe was in that group, and they happened to be going through where my log cabin was, so I have now pissed off all 6 orc tribes.
Somebody give us money.
And they're all coming after me. And this is unfortunate, because I just got done chopping firewood, and my show's on.
Exactly that. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I want.
Mhm. That'd be amazing. It's like they're like, open up or we'll kill you. Ah.
There's like a young tykish kid who's like, "Can I mow your lawn, mister?"
Yeah.
Who becomes his whole
Only
show,
companion.
only companion through the whole show. There's like a couple of other people. No, it eventually has to grow to where there's just a bunch of people annoying him,
Yep.
but he only ever begrudges their existence.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, I made you a pie. Thank you so much for saving our village. Didn't do it for you. Grabs
takes
the
the
pie. And closes it.
That same kid is back the next day and he's literally like raking the leaves and he's just like, "Meh," and he like goes and sits down and ignores the kid helping
Yep.
with lawn work.
Fully. Oh,
Mister,
man.
mister, you got giant worms under your house.
And then I like that it would be a thought in his head, like a giant worm comes out, grabs the kid, and he's like, finally some peace and quiet. Wait, if I don't save the kid, I have to mow my own lawn again. Damn it.
Exactly.
He comes out begrudgingly saves the kid.
If you make animes, can y'all make something? Or if you recognize this, if this sounds like an anime you've watched before, leave it in the comments.
Tell us,
below.
because I want to see it so bad. That would be
It's
incredible.
so funny.
That would be absolutely wonderful. I would love that. But yeah, there's a lot of isekai. It's a genre for a reason, and it
Yeah.
is just go to the other world, do the thing. Generally, your life is so much better over here, and then
Yeah.
it's just a twist on how you want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like if you just entered an RPG world, because we talked a little bit about that, where it's
Yeah.
like a lot of them had the level system, and so one of them was I got reincarnated as a spider. So what? That's the name of the
Yeah.
anime. And it starts out with like all these heroes that are just like, yeah, we got reincarnated in these bodies, and we're basically the children of nobles and we're doing all this stuff and there's like court politics and things happening. And then there's this one girl that got reincarnated in the body of a spider that was born in this big labyrinth dungeon to this huge clutch of spiders. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm a spider. And then her brothers and sisters start eating each other. And she's like, oh my God. And so she's running for her life, like right off the bat.
Everybody else is like, are we all here?
Yeah, are we all here? The teacher, the freaking teacher for the class gets reincarnated as an elf. And she has a student list that she's trying to track down all the students.
Like, I haven't found her yet.
Yeah,
Where is she?
exactly. I haven't found her yet. Oh no. Like, it starts to get a little dark because you find out other members of the part, like the class died.
Oh God!
Yeah, other members of the class
No!
because the elfin teacher, you know, they're trying to like the
Yeah.
other students are asking like, so how many of us are missing? Blah blah. And she's like, well, this many of you are accounted for, and this many are missing. And they're like, wait, that doesn't add up. That's not all the people. And she's like, that's because others have been confirmed
No.
dead. And they're like, what?
It only makes all of the sense, but oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't all get reincarnated together, but like the
Yeah.
teacher's going to find them all, which I think is
Yeah.
kind of another cool
She's like,
concept.
I'm not leaving you children on this world. Like, that's another super fun perspective, though, because you're putting these kids in these, well, like, spider, but also just like, are there some who reincarnate as adults, or are they roughly the same age?
They were all the same age. They all kind of, well,
Oh.
mostly, like, I think a few of them were like a couple years
Okay.
ish apart. But it was pretty similar. The elf is like way different, I guess.
Yeah.
And they start playing around with the idea that some of them didn't come back at the same time.
Okay.
And so the elven teacher had been there for like 200 years.
Oh, wow.
But she looks like a teenage elf because elves age really slow.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of that, and she's like actually stupidly powerful. But one of them actually gets reincarnated as a baby dragon.
That's crazy. At least she wasn't the only one to get reincarnated
Yeah.
as something
And-
a little.
Right? And so she's just like hanging out with the nobles, and everybody thinks she's one of their pets, but she can talk to them in their mind, and so they all remember that they were students, you know, like
Yeah.
so they all have that knowledge still. But she's like talking to them in their minds of like, this is dumb. Like,
You guys
all
are
of you got this cool. One of them was a dude and got reincarnated as a girl.
Oh my God.
And so you have this girl. It's like, what's up, bros?
That's awesome.
I'm pretty hot, huh? Look at this.
Crazy. That is wild.
Man, I really didn't think I was gonna dig this chick body, but it's kind of rubbing off on me, man. Like, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. And so occasionally you'll have these like moments where there's people walking together and it'll be like, I don't know, like, Katasuba, what do you think? And there's this like blue-haired, long-haired
Yeah.
female character. It's like, I don't know, bro. This is gonna be a hard one.
It's crazy. That's so funny.
Like,
Oh my God.
so if you haven't watched it, I Got Reincarnated as a Spider, So What is again a pretty good anime, but it follows the story of the spider character who's
Uh-huh.
now in this labyrinth being chased by everything that wants to kill her. And she is a baby to the current queen of the spiders, like monster, super big dungeon boss kind of thing. And she got away because even the mom was eating the babies.
That's crazy.
So yeah, whole thing. But she gets away and she's like killing frogs and stuff because she's got to eat.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my gosh, this is so gross. I hate it. Oh, it's raw meat. Oh, this is awful. And so it's a teenage girl
Yeah.
now trying to do this stuff, which is kind of funny.
That is hilarious.
But she was a shut-in.
yeah.
So of the class, not a whole lot of people knew her. And the ones that did, most of them bullied her.
Oh.
And some of them, like, we'll go back to, like, the characters
Yeah.
there. They're even like, I hope we can find her soon because I didn't treat her well as a
Oh.
human. And so I want to apologize and actually get to know her better now, hopefully, that we're in this new world and given this new chance.
Oh, no.
And, like, I'm so sorry that I did those things to her. But then it'll go to the spider chick and she'll be like, man, I hope one of them got eaten or something. She's like, especially that one. They
Screw those guys.
Screw
those guys.
That one punched me in the face. She was mean. She was super mean. I hope she gets eaten. I bet she's not going through this.
That's awesome.
At one point, I think she actively stumbles onto the truth. Like she doesn't know,
Yeah.
but she's like, I bet they're all like sitting in some fancy house or something somewhere eating delicious food. Me, I'm a freaking spider. Like, this is
Hands
dope.
over to all of them sitting in a fancy house eating
Exactly
delicious
that. Exactly that. Oh,
Oh
it's so messed
gosh.
up. But isekai, great genre. You
Yeah.
should check it out if you're into anime in general.
Yeah.
And hopefully some of these recommendations we had are good for you.
And if there's anything you want to see us deep dive on at some point in the future, leave a comment and maybe you'll see us talk about it.
Yeah. And if you want to have a little bit more control over what we pick,
Mhm.
you can always go check out our Patreon, where you get access to these episodes a whole week earlier, and you get exclusive voting privileges. Sometimes we go to the comment sections of other things just to see and get ideas, but you don't really get to pick. The
Mhm.
Patreon, you get active voting rights to do that if you want to see a video, and we cover many topics.
Many,
Um,
many.
many topics.
Mm.
So yeah, you can go over and check that out on our Patreon. And if you liked this episode, leave a like and tell us what you thought. Anything else that you'd like to add or say?
Bye.
Oh, before we do that, don't forget to check out the Copper Spoon Chronicles, a cookbook adventure made by my love that follows the story of Cobb Copperspoon, a young halfling girl from the town of Honeystar, out on an adventure to fill up her cookbook with stories and maybe find some friends along the way. Until next time, merry travelers, goodbye!
Bye.